Hi cuties. Recently, I've been dusting off my 3DS and playing all the games I missed out on as a child because my parents only got me the PlayStation handhelds instead of the Nintendo ones. I guess they were Sony ponies, I don't know. But I missed out on the DS, 3DS, shit, even the 2DS, but I am here now, and I found relief in a comfort game. If y'all know me, the Tony Hawk franchise is near and dear to my heart, and I genuinely have played all of them, even the shitty ones with the fake-ass Wii balance board and skate deck fashion. But my latest comfort food in this series has been an underrated one, and a title that I've only just recently checked out because I finally got my 3DS fully hacked to shit. Tony Hawk's American Skate Land. And to the uninitiated, you're probably like, oh, it's just a shittier version of American Wasteland, who cares? Okay, like, technically you're right, but let me explain, bro. When I was growing up playing that Underground 2 remix port on PSP, which is literally a better version of the PS2 game, if you know, you know, I would see those Game Boy isometric Tony Hawk games on the Nintendo handhelds thinking, damn, they got it bad over there. Like, that shit is a completely different game, and I honestly think that's what withheld me from ever attempting to play a Tony Hawk on any Nintendo console. Anyways, American Skate Land was developed by Vicarious Visions, who sadly just got imploded after their beautiful Tony Hawk 1+2 remake, RIP, and they absolutely did a fantastic job here as well. It's not a one-to-one port, but for the Nintendo DS, it's pretty fucking faithful, so I just wanted to rant about it to y'all. Let's just start with the plot, shall we? So, as we all know, in the console American Wasteland, you're a no-good loser whose family is disappointed in you, so you go chase your skateboarding dream, naturally. And as soon as you get off the bus, you're greeted by the mink 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 knuckle sandwich combo. It's a little different on the DS version though. Basically, your character is just shredding at a competition and Tony Hawk is like, yo, that was awesome, and he wants you to come to LA. Pretty basic, I'll admit, in a downgrade you could argue, but American Skate Land was rated E for everyone, I'm sure to appease Nintendo standards, right? So I don't really care if it's missing the grittier plot as long as it's somewhat similar, and it is. In American Wasteland, you're stealing skate pieces for the ranch. In American Skate Land, you're buying pieces for a skate park in a warehouse. Just slight tonal changes to keep it that family-friendly PG swag. Another big difference is obviously the graphics, but not even the DS just being a lower resolution, American Skate Land is actually a cel-shaded game, as you probably already noticed. It's really fucking sick because it's almost like American Wasteland's comic strip cutscenes come to life with the gameplay here, and I believe cel-shaded graphics always end up aging the best. I mean, Jet Set Radio still looks good to this day, boy. The DS port is an open world like the actual American Wasteland, if you even want to consider that game to be open world. I know that's a whole can of worms on its own, but American Skate Land's map design is not that far off from the playable areas in the console port. There's less pedestrians and cars on the road, and the overall map flow is changed on certain levels, but for the most part, I was using my own nostalgic muscle memory to navigate around, which felt amazing, bitch. If you have played American Wasteland, you'll find yourself right at home here, at the Van Skate Park, downtown LA, Beverly Hills. I mean, all it's really missing is the oil rig and the Santa Monica area. But you know what's funny though? They randomly added a night version of Alcatraz from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, which is like, what the fuck, how'd that happen, you know what I'm saying? In terms of the tricks themselves, you can pop special tricks by using the touchpad at the bottom, which is pretty intuitive, especially for back in them days, but you don't get every trick from the console ports. The triple and quad kick / heel flips are missing, and also small nitpick, they don't make the same ass sound effect, but that's just something my nerdy ass noticed, not a big deal. So the goals of each level are honestly really easy, even on the quote-unquote pro difficulty which I played on. I mean, you are going to be doing the simplest shit like copying tricks, escorting people, and accumulating high scores and shit like that. And while that sucked for a sweaty ass bitch like me, I will say this might be the best entry level Tony Hawk game for somebody who is interested in the franchise. There's so many fucking Tony Hawk games at this point that's gotta be a little overwhelming to new players, and this one is easy enough with the tutorials and all to teach you everything you need to know without feeling like you're getting your hand held throughout the entire thing, so maybe whip out that Delta emulator and check this shit out, please. 13 of the original American Wasteland songs are on here, which isn't that bad considering it is a DS cartridge, but eventually while playing, that same song is gonna repeat over and over, so by the end, you're gonna fucking hate Holiday by Green Day or whatever, bro. You won't be playing that long though, because this short little experience is only about 7 hours, or at least that's how long it took me because I'm the greatest skate gamer of all time, but that's neither here nor there, bitch. After you beat the campaign, they even have a classic mode with the same 7 maps from the base game, sadly none of the extra bonus ones like Minneapolis on the actual American Wasteland, but this shit is just so dope, dude. You can beat this shit in about 30 minutes, but I was just blown away that the Nintendo DS port really had a classic mode on top of an already excellent campaign. Fun fact time, Tony Hawk's American Skateland was actually the first third-party game to have Wi-Fi multiplayer. As we all know though, they did sadly shut down the servers for the Nintendo DS and Wii a long time ago now, I don't even remember. However, due to BAIIIII, I think that's how you say it, you can play this game's multiplayer in all its glory. I didn't check it out because I ain't gonna lie, I just found out it existed right now, but it really is dope that it's still living and breathing out there for weirdos like me to play to this day. Fun fact number 2, I actually forgot to mention this earlier, but Vicarious Visions made a game with this exact title for the Game Boy Advance with that isometric swag I also talked about earlier, which is so crazy because it's almost like a completely different video game again. I actually made a video a few months ago about how back in these good old days we got like 8 different versions of video games with the same name, so go watch that or I'll go cry myself to sleep tonight. Vicarious Visions also ended up making ports for Downhill Jam and Proving Ground. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Downhill Jam, but I did hear the Proving Grounds DS port to some people is better than the actual base game, so it looks like Jack the Ripper might have to check that bitch out next too. That's really all I have for you cuties though. It's nice to play a new entry in a long-running franchise that I've been non-stop playing for 20 years now for real. It's like a brand new DLC got unlocked in my wrinkleless brain or some shit. Like I said though, if you never played a Tony Hawk game and you're overwhelmed because you just don't know where to start, take that phone of yours, download Delta Emulator, and snipe this game so you can grind and shit while you on the toilet. If you are curious though, I'm definitely plugging Tony Hawk's American Skateland into the Certified Ripper ranking system at a solid but fair 8 rips out of 10 rips. Anyways, thank y'all for 560 subs and all the love on my Shadow of the Erdtree DLC video. You guys warm my heart, okay? Also, let me know if you want me to review any other weird DS or 3DS games too, cause I can't put this bitch down, y'all. That's really about it though, y'all. Drop a kickflip on the like button, maybe a lip trick on the subscribe, and I love you guys.
Bye.